Baskerville Radio.
Photosynthesis, Lesson 1. Why are plants important? Plants, and a type of simple life form called algae, use water from the soil and a gas called carbon dioxide from the air to make oxygen and food. This food is a type of sugar called glucose. To make this happen, plants need to take in energy from sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis. We can write a word equation, which is a bit like a sum in maths. So, water plus carbon dioxide makes glucose plus oxygen. Because plants make or produce their own food, we call them producers. The plants use the food for energy and to grow and make biomass. This biomass can be passed on when the plant is eaten by an animal. Nearly all food chains begin with a plant. So without plants, other animals, including humans, would not have any food. We will talk more about food chains in a different lesson, but a simple food chain might be grass being eaten by a rabbit and the rabbit being eaten by a fox. Plants are useful to us in many other ways. They produce the oxygen that we need to survive. They give us building materials like wood, and we can make cloth and paper from plants. We also get many chemicals from plants, including medicines. We can use wood as a fuel, and we also grow some plants, such as palms and sugarcane, to produce fuels. When plants carry out photosynthesis, it helps to keep the correct balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the air. Big forests are valuable for doing this. Unfortunately, humans are cutting down forests, often to build roads and houses. This means that habitats for living things are destroyed, and it also means there is more carbon dioxide in the air, which leads to climate change and global warming. There are some places on Earth, such as the deep ocean, where sunlight doesn't reach. It is so dark that plants can't live. Scientists were surprised to find lots of living things like crabs and shellfish living in the deep ocean around hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents occur where hot water full of chemicals comes up from the bottom of the ocean. Scientists found that bacteria could absorb these chemicals and act like plants as the producers in a food chain. Shellfish eat the bacteria and crabs would eat the shellfish. You will now hear some questions to try and answer. You can pause and rewind to help you answer them. After the questions, there will be a short gap and then you'll hear the answers. Try to have a go at the questions yourself before you listen to the answers. Question number 1. Can you name 4 uses that we have for plants? Question number 2. What are the 2 things that plants make during photosynthesis? These are called the products of photosynthesis. Question number 3. Can you think of a food chain starting with a plant as the producer? You could write this down or draw it. Now here are the answers. Question 1. You could choose from any 4, from using wood for building, using plants to make cloth, paper or medicine, or using plants for food or fuel. Plants also give us oxygen to breathe. You may have also thought of some other uses that aren't on this list. Question 2. The 2 products of photosynthesis are oxygen and a type of sugar called glucose. Question 3. Some examples of a food chain starting with a plant might be a leaf being eaten by a caterpillar and the caterpillar being eaten by a bird, or grass being eaten by a zebra and the zebra being eaten by a lion. There are an endless number of different food chains, and we will talk about these more in another lesson. That's the end of this lesson on photosynthesis, and thank you for listening.
Baskerville Radio.